Yep, Brendan.
Well, Russell, you were quite critical of the players after Saturday. What sort of response have you seen from the team training since then?
I think I'm just always going to be honest with the players and the supporters, and I'm just not here to play any games really and be political and all that. I think I'm in a job that demands certain things, and when we fall short of that, there's just no point in hiding behind stuff. And you know, when the fundamental problem on Saturday was not knowledge, was not ability, it was attitude. So I think. Like I wasn't emotional on Saturday. It's exactly what I said to the players. So the response has been good. Like you have to watch some clips in here in this room you sit in now, and I have to explain to them why, to make them understand what's expected and what's not going to be acceptable. And I think this football clubs and the supporters will demand certain things are not acceptable, and certain things they have to be shown every single minute you're on the pitch. And it's the same old stuff I've said from day one, which is fight, willingness to run, to help each other out. And it is hard, like to play for this club is not for everyone, it's not easy. So you have to be a really resilient and strong person. And the self-preservation stuff I spoke about happens throughout football. It's really difficult when you're having tough moments. You slip back into like trying to protect yourself, but actually that doesn't help. So I have empathy for players when it gets tough, but let's always go back to being really horrible and hard to play against, and we weren't hard enough to play against on Saturday. So that's all it came down to. There was no point in sugarcoating it. The players know what to expect. I'm really honest with them, and I was really honest with everyone else, and people can make what they want of it. We're 3 games in, we haven't been beaten in any of them games, but we have a lot to improve and work on. But the stuff to improve needs to be technical, tactical. The thing that sort of, while we're building and changing so much, and change can often be messy, the things that need to work on and stuff can't be mentality, it has to be all the rest of it, you know, the detail, the technical stuff, the tactical stuff, and we'll work on that together and we'll get better and develop, but let's build it on the basis of really strong mentality wherever we go. So that has to be the bottom line.
How difficult is that as a head coach to try and address an issue, as you say, in attitude or mentality? Because you want to make it all tactical, technical stuff, that's what you'd like to.
No, I don't want to make it all technical, tactical. I want the team to be.
But is that difficult for some person?
Well, I think it's learned behaviour. So learned behaviour and habits. So we need to create better habits throughout the whole team, throughout the whole club. And habits that we can actually rely on when times get tough, rather than the whole piece falling apart and imploding and you know, all of that stuff, which I think is, from when I speak to all the staff and the players, is what has happened before. So we have to create better habits, a better foundation of performance, some principles that are non-negotiable all the time. And I've said that from day one, it doesn't change. So it wasn't emotional about the result. If we'd have won 1-0, I'd have been as unhappy with the performance as I was drawing 1-1. If we'd have lost the game, I'd have been feeling exactly the same. So we are about performance and process that will lead to good outcome. We're not going to be driven just by the outcome, but the performance wasn't good enough. And for reasons that shouldn't be reasons, if that makes sense.
Since then, Russell, people will say you've gone early with it.
Gone early with what?
In terms of being so honest about it.
But there's not a choice to be honest sometimes and then to sometimes not. That's how I feel in life in general, and in my job, and it's how I've been for 6 years with the players. There's been a couple of times when I've done it at previous clubs and never had to do it again. But it's the same conversation with the players, and then when they come in and they look at stuff, I think they understand why I would say it. So it's not an attack on anyone personally. It's about us as a football club being stronger and understanding what we need to actually bring success and to win here. So it's not a contrived thing. It's not like, oh, he's gone early and all this stuff. And I saw, I had a few messages about it, and it's not an attack on anyone personally. It's about making sure we understand as a club, the players, the staff, the supporters, what's acceptable and what's going to help us win. And the stuff that hurt us on Saturday shouldn't be the stuff that hurts us.
Russell, if mentality is an issue, you think you need to add more leaders in the dressing room?
Yeah, I think we need to create a culture, and we need to develop some leaders that are already here, because I think we have some that are really capable for sure. And yeah, I think we'll be helped if we can maybe add one or two that have really, you know, when you look around and the going gets tough, you can really rely on, and they're there all the time with certain attributes that the courage to take the ball, to run and fight all the time. So I think we knew that at the start. Myself, Kevin, Dan, the gang, the coaching staff. I think it's something we're keen to add to. But also, whilst we're here, we have to develop some leaders that are already in the building and can really. We need to sort of enable them to step forward and help them to lead. Because I think we have some that are really capable.
When you look for an ambition of leader, is it about you shouting and ranting and raving?
No. It's none of that. It's none of the shouting and ranting and raving and all that stuff. It's about being selfless. I think it's about always, consistency in behaviour and performance and attitude, and the selflessness to help your teammates when the going gets tough. And I think there's people out there, and it's not the old school ranting and raving and stuff like that. Even when people do that, I think if they're behind that, actually they're there all the time and they're there for their teammates, then I think that's what we'll look for.
When players were on yesterday, did you see a reaction? Was it one already?
I think the lads who trained like beasts yesterday. They were fantastic, and I think maybe some of them sensed an opportunity to play. But honestly, I said to you from day one, they've trained. This is the frustration, I think, on Saturday. They trained like beasts. We have European games where we had tough moments in first half. They come out together, resilient, and fight and run. And then the attitude shifted too much on Saturday the other way, and that's the frustration, because you work so hard for 5 weeks. It's not a long time to put a certain performance on the pitch, and if that's not going to look quite right, fine, because I don't think anyone expects after 5 weeks for it to look perfect. But come on, let's have a level of application and effort that gets us over the line whilst we're trying to develop something and changing so much.
You used the word tough a few times, Russell. Is this tough love for the players?
I think they are. I think if they know us by now as a group of coaching staff, that it all comes from a place of love, really, and care for them. We are here, and myself, Gilly, the coaches, we are here ultimately for the players. We're here to win football matches, but as coaches, day to day, we are here to help the players. That's our job, to help them win, to help them develop, to help them improve and understand why, to help them enjoy playing for a club like this, because I don't think too many of them have enjoyed it enough to play for this amazing football club, because it's not always easy. So our job as coaches is not, I don't come out and say that because I want to be ruthless and all that stuff. If they know me as a person, the people that do know me, they know it comes from a place of love and to help them and to want them to be better. So I think when it comes from that place, whatever is said, and if they understand that, then we'll always have a really honest and good conversation about it and why. And I hope they understand who we are by now and what we're here to do. And I really believe they're really trying. And it's just that learned behaviour and that default, and we have to change that a little bit, because they're really good human beings. So they're good people, but the default to try and protect yourself when it gets tough, we need to just shed that a little bit.
Is it safe to say that the one or two egos that you noticed in the last game won't play?
So like it depends how you define ego, really. So when I talk about that, it is the self-preservation stuff, and I don't mean it in a bad way. You need a bit of ego and a bit of edge to play at this football club, for sure. To be successful here, to take the ball, to want to show people that you're a good player, you have to have it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. When I talk about it on Saturday, it's like the looking around when we lose the ball and maybe throwing your arms up at each other and all that stuff. And it's like, nah, come on, you don't need to do that anymore. We're going to protect you. We're going to look after you. We'll work through the mistakes together. But they haven't felt enough evidence of that yet on the pitch. We're 3 games in. So to me, I understand it. So it's not about ego in terms of they're throwing their toys at the pram. They've been great, the lads. They're trying everything. It's when the really tough moment goes. So it's not about, we're going to drop 3 or 4 players or 1 or 2 players because of that. It's just we need to put the best team out to run as hard as we possibly can. So tomorrow, if we change the team, it'll be about energy. It'll be about putting a team out that will help us to win that game. And no one, if someone doesn't play tomorrow, it doesn't rule them out permanently at all. So we'll see.
Do you get some concerns that what you're saying might have not a deserved effect on certain individuals?
Well, I think if it has a detrimental effect on certain individuals, then they're probably not the ones that we want to come on the journey with us. So I think if it has a detrimental effect on you and it hurts you to the point where you feel singled out, then there's probably an issue with you being all in at this place and this club and with us. So I don't have any worry about it being detrimental on the team. Whenever I've questioned any of our teams in the past about attitude, the response has been fantastic. And then the problems have been maybe technical and ability, especially in the Premier League. It wasn't down to attitude or willingness to run from the team at Southampton. They were incredible. It was down to just we didn't quite have enough to be successful. So when I questioned it, we lost 4 games at Southampton early on, because I understand sometimes there's pain in the process when you're trying to change the style of play. You're going into a club that is not in a really harmonious and brilliant place and achieving success, which is part of going in as a manager. You expect some of that. We started great at Southampton in terms of results, but not performances. So in-house, while it looked rosy on the outside, in-house, we knew there was some pain to come. And then we lost 4 games. And it was I said to the guys, like, there are going to be some teething problems, but we've stopped running a little bit, because you forget that's and we went back to that, and the guys went 25 games unbeaten and we got promoted, and they were incredible. If we didn't have that period, I'm really convinced we would have got promoted automatically. But long term for the guys, we learnt a lot about them, the ones who really wanted to come on the journey and the ones maybe weren't quite all there. So I don't see it having a detrimental effect. So I've not said one thing in the dressing room and then come out and told you another thing. They've heard exactly what I've said to you guys in the dressing room. So I guess this is where you learn a lot about people, and I'm really comfortable with what I said because I know where it comes from. It's not a concerted effort to out anyone or to try and be something we're not. We're here, we're going to be honest with everyone, and it's served us well so far, and I'm pretty sure it will serve us well again, and we'll be really successful. We just have to get through some teething problems.
Last couple of guys, because we're on the clock a wee bit.
You said the players who don't come with you when you're left behind quite rightly. Is that when you become an issue with the guys who have contracts and wages, trying to get rid of them, trying to get them out?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's a case of like, we'll learn, we'll see. There's plenty of time before the end of the window. And I'm pretty sure all the players in here will want to be part of something. And if not, at the end of it, if they don't want to be here, we're not going to force anyone to be at the football club, and it's up to their agents to find the right deal for them and for us. So I don't have anything to do with that. My concentration is on the training pitch, in this room with the players, in my office with the players, to try and help them as much as we possibly can.
You said Russell, some messages after the weekend. Did you guys telling you you shouldn't have done it?
No, not really. I think I had a lot of messages from people who are associated with this club who were really supportive of it. So I think they understand when they've been in this building, and they understand what's required, and what hasn't quite been there over the last few seasons for whatever reason. So no, I think the people that know me, they understand I'm always going to come from a place of care, and not from a place of being angry or trying to send a message out to anyone. So. And it really, ultimately, it doesn't, what the outside world think about it is not really my concern. It's what everyone in here thinks about it, the staff, the players, the people we're involved in day to day, and I think they understand where it comes from.
I was thinking, you were a player that they strive to get to the top, and where you got.
That's a kind way of saying I was rubbish, and I only got there through mentality, yeah. Oh, I'm well aware I wasn't very good, don't worry.
Is that something that makes it why you get this attitude towards it, that you did have to work hard to get to where you got to? Is that something why you're kind of angered by guys or maybe not giving 100% at certain moments?
I think, but I also understand not everyone is the same as me. So when I first started coaching, my frustration was sometimes why can't, they do everything they can, but everyone is very different. So I achieved what I did in my career purely through hard work and being resilient, and then it wasn't talent at all. And I captained most of the teams I played for because I wanted to help people, and I wanted to work for the team. But I don't want a team of people. I'd much rather have some people way more talented than me and work a little less hard. But I just think it has to be a minimum requirement. As a footballer, you work so hard to get to somewhere like this. To play at a club like this, you have to have a level of talent and the level of resilience to find your way here. But then when you get here, you can't take your foot off the gas. The demands here are huge, and sometimes it weighs too heavy for people, but it's our job to make sure it doesn't, and it's our job to make it as easy as possible for them to be successful here, and that will come with a detail and understanding their position, but the level of attitude and effort has to be there all the time.
What challenge you expect in tomorrow night's match, since it's the last one, squad update as well, how close are any man and going to be?
Yeah, they won't be involved. They're getting closer, and the game's going to be tough. They're really powerful, really strong, play forward quickly, run forward quickly. It's a really different test to the Panathinaikos one. I think it's a really interesting and exciting one for us. So they have real strength in certain areas, but we have to try and turn the game, especially at Ibrox, into the game that we want. Move the ball quickly, better than we did the other day, but we have to really be up for the fight against these guys because they're really strong, they're together, and they're a powerful team. So I'm looking forward to it. No, hopefully Olive will be in it. We'll see. Hopefully he'll be registered in time, but apart from that, no.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you.